Hello viewers and welcome back to McElroy's Motors, home of the weird, the boring, the projects, and the adventures. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Today's date is June 14th, 2025, which means tomorrow is officially Father's Day. The Ohio Region Classic Car Club of America has sent me an email asking me if I wouldn't mind coming out to film at the 67th Annual Father's Day Classic Car Show being held at Stan Hywet Hall Gardens here in Akron, Ohio. Having been there many times as a kid, I could not resist this. Stan Hywet Hall Gardens is one of Akron's landmarks because B.F. Goodrich and Goodyear both have their headquarters here in Akron, and Stan Hywet Hall was at one point home to one of Goodyear's co-founders, F.A. Cyberling. So this is car guy heaven all the way. So I'll be leaving first thing here tomorrow morning at around 8 a.m., get to Firestone High School because that's the only place we could really park up, and take a shuttle bus from Firestone High School to the location where this event's being held. And I'm very much looking forward to it. We're expecting about 350 to 400 cars coming from all over Ohio as well as other states, as well as we'll be celebrating the 70th birthday of the legendary Ford Thunderbird. This should be quite a tremendous show. Anyway, time to cue the music. Isn't this lucky? Instead of me taking the bus all the way to Stan Hywet, I could just park down the street, which is pretty nice. We will kick off this episode by talking about the exhibit this show is specializing in. 70 years of the Ford Thunderbird. Fascinating cars these are. This was one of the very first cars to have a power convertible top. And it was considered a high-end luxury car back in its day. Time to give back to the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Automobile Museum in Auburn, Indiana. We got a Cord here. Wonderful. Supercharged, straight 8, pre-select transmission. You can see the shifter right there on the dash. Oh my days. It's nice to see one actually out instead of being a museum piece. This is a absolutely staggering Packard. What year is this one?
1930.
Gorgeous thing. Straight 8, rumble seat. And according to me, you were saying that your girlfriend has a 30 Model A pickup truck as well?
Yes, she does. Yeah, Model A pickup truck.
Crazy. Oh, this is such a treat, being in the driver's seat of a 1930 Packard. Right here, we got your headlight controls. This is your throttle right here. Got your advanced retard for ignition right here. 4-speed manual transmission. This was the first year for a 4-speed Packard. This is amazing. Of course, you got glove boxes on both sides. And gauge is pretty self-explanatory. You got your clock, temperature, speedometer, odometer. Wonderful. We've got not one, but 4 Rolls Royces here.
Desert sand.
Oh my days. Stunning things. This is a Mercedes from 1912. Oh, wow. I just talked to the gentleman who owns this Mercedes. It is mostly all original. He was able to find the original owner from over 100 years ago. That is just flat out amazing. So what's it got for power?
This is 4-cylinder, 7-liter.
7 liter.
7-liter. 45 horsepower.
This is a 1920 Overland. I just love the craftsmanship of these cars back in their day. Oh, I'm sweating looking at this one. This is a 1963 Maserati 3500 GT. Easily the most beautiful car of the 1960s. Goodness gracious. Wow. I've actually never have seen a 1960s Maserati before ever. Real treat. Of course, I could not talk about the Maserati without talking about this 1988 Ferrari 328 GTS. 3.2 liter V8, hence the name. Pop-up headlights. This thing screams 80s, and it's absolutely staggering to see one here.
I got a rotator. I got.
I just love the fact that you got the Ferrari badges on the mirrors. And switches placed wherever Ferrari thought fit. I have actually never driven Ferrari before, but I've always wanted to. Now we're talking a car that's calling my name. A Suzuki Cappuccino. 660cc, 3-cylinder. Holy cow, this thing is adorable.
I don't know why they did that, but they did.
If someone came up to me and said, "Help, I shrunk my Miata," I'd say, "No, you didn't. You just bought the wrong car." But goodness gracious, I've never seen a Cappuccino ever until now. This thing's so charming. Of course, this car meet will not be the same without talking about this thing, which is best described as nothing more than a legend. This is a DeLorean DMC-12, made of brushed stainless steel, with a PRV 2.9 liter Renault built V6. Oh man, to see one this close is wonderful. It's a shame it's a 3-speed automatic, but still, just to see a DeLorean in the flesh is is one of those things where you gotta love it or you don't. And I love these things, always have. This is the car that my first car shared its engine with, albeit with a little bit bigger displacement, 3 liters, as opposed to this, which has 2.9. Oh man. I gotta talk about this 1980 Porsche 924 Turbo here. It is owned by these gentlemen here, the father and son. And this thing is all original. Everything is original, even the original stickers, the original leather, and the smell of a 1980s car. Even has the original alarm system on it from Clifford. Delicious. And you definitely can tell it's a German car, not because of the name, but it says Achtung before danger, high voltage. Help, somebody shrunk a Corvette over here. What is this thing? It is a 1971 Opel GT. Like the Suzuki Cappuccino that we talked about earlier, I've never seen one of these before.
Owned it for 53 years, my first car.
This is your first car?
First car, senior in high school.
That's amazing. We have this 1979 Alfa Romeo Alfetta Sprint Veloce here. Oh man. Gorgeous car this is. I just love how it has its radio antenna basically camouflaged into the windshield. But they didn't camouflage it enough because you can see the little brackets right here. That is just pure Italian. I would not call this the most beautiful car of the 1970s, but it definitely makes the top 3. What a glorious MG. Definitely a late model, you could tell by its US spec protruding bumpers. But goodness me, I love an MG. Believe it or not, when I was a young kid, my neighbor had one in bright neon green, and it started my love for foreign cars. I was only maybe 2 or 3 at the time, and I told her one of these days I'll buy that MG off of her. But unfortunately she moved when I turned 6, and I never seen or heard from her again. I'm calling over my buddy Dave, who has that mint RX-8 that I saw at the Sheets, because this is an all-original 1979 Mazda RX-7. Oh my goodness me. Wankel rotary engine. Oh man, just to see it under the hood here, that's just history right there. Enough said. Now we're talking about a bucket list vehicle of mine, a 1989 Nissan S-Cargo. Holy cow. This thing is freaking awesome. This one's an 89?
Yes, 89.
Oh man, I've never seen one before until now.
This one has the roof.
Oh yeah.
And it's got the port windows. Those are the 2 options that are covered in it.
This thing is amazing.
You've heard it before.
I've seen them on YouTube, but I've never seen one in the flesh. Single spoke steering wheel, make it look like a Citroen from the 80s.
Check out the hubcaps.
With a little snail logo on them. Look at those hubcaps.
Same with the mud flaps.
Oh yeah. It is so charming. We're going to talk about hot hatchbacks here for a minute, because this one is legendary and yet often forgotten about. This is a 1985 Dodge Omni GLH. I've seen this badge engineer variant, the Plymouth Horizon, but I've never seen the hot hatch version ever. What a true, amazing, well-kept example. Oh, look at that. What's the horsepower rating on this?
110.
Perfect enough. It's a 2.2 or
2.2. High output.
high output with 110 horsepower.
Yeah, that's what this is.
But man, what's the mileage on this one?
39,000.
39,000 original miles. That is beautiful. Time now to give my grandfather some ultimate nostalgia. This is a 1967 Volkswagen Carmagia. Very similar to my grandfather's first car, except his was blue and not a soft top. But this would make him cry if he saw it here today. If I know my grandfather very well, if he saw this, not only would he cry, but also he would absolutely respect it for having no modifications at all. Believe it or not, the Volkswagen Carmagia was supposed to be a Chrysler design. Oh, my grandfather would be in tears if he saw this. We got some more classic Volkswagens here today. We got a nice old Beetle, some old buses, and something that I was not expecting here at all. Take a look at this old Datsun wagon from 1969. It is definitely not often you see an American car from the Second World War. This 1941 Cadillac is definitely a sight to behold. We got to talk about this 1927 Cadillac for a minute, because not only are these colors you see here are the factory colors, but back in the day, Cadillac painted their chassis parts the same shade of green. Have a look inside. That is amazing. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, to me, is peak Cadillac. Wow. We have yet another Accord here, this time with the engine open and exposed for everybody to see. 288.6 cubic inch, straight 8, front wheel drive, and of course the legendary pre-selected transmission. But look at this interior. This thing is absolutely amazing. And like I said about the last Accord we saw here today, it's great to see it out and about instead of being in a museum. Because this thing is definitely museum quality. Wow! As you can see, there's Stan Hywet Hall. I can only imagine what it must have been like living here at the height of the First World War. But let's get back to cars, because we definitely have a very, very special treat for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. We have this beautiful antique 1924 Bentley 4.5 liter Tourer. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Wowee. That is definitely the tip of the iceberg for me. You can even see its original tax disc. Tiny little windscreens. It's even got a hand crank and the original British license plate as well. That is fascinatingly cool. Parked next to it is this gorgeous 1925 Rolls Royce. Goodness gracious. Just standing next to this and that Bentley right there sends shivers down my spine. I know my buddy Ethan loves his Lincolns, but he might love this too. This Lincoln is from 1926. I know for a fact that it is not the oldest Lincoln in existence, but I have seen the oldest one. But goodness gracious, it's just as gorgeous as I can imagine it being. This is this is Robert Wells, who owns this 1926 Lincoln.
70 years.
He's owned it for 70 years. Sir, that deserves some mad respect. I mean, that is amazing. If you guys have heard this term "runs like a sewing machine," that's where this car gets its slogan from, because White originally made sewing machines before switching over to cars. They originally made steam cars up until 1915 or so, and this is one of the very first gasoline-powered cars. These cars were built here in Ohio, in the city of Cleveland. You can definitely feel like you're getting old when you see a car from your childhood at a classic car show. This is a last-generation Buick Riviera with the factory 3800 supercharged V6. But look at this curvaceous interior. So 90s, it is screaming it. I cannot tell you how many miles is on it, but this thing is immaculate. I mean, just look at it from this kind of angle. That is crazy clean. I give credit to the people who own this 1991 Jag. That is brave. Gorgeous things these are. You might think with me owning a Trabant in the past that I am not scared of a Jag, but trust me, I am. I also adore a 1970s Triumph. This is a 1974 TR6, 4-speed manual with overdrive, and the perfect color for it too. But we have to talk about yet another British sports car as well. We got a Sunbeam Tiger with the legendary 289 Ford V8.
Oh, yes.
If I could have either one of these two, pick your poison. Now this is something truly interesting here. This is a 1962 Willys Surrey. This was featured in the 1963 film The Nutty Professor. But I've actually never seen one before. I wonder how rare these cars are, because I don't see any production numbers. But these things are really neat. I just love the tweed fabric on the roof, but the design of the upholstery. That is really neat. Has a 4-cylinder, 60 horsepower engine, built here in Ohio, in the city of Toledo. We have this 1958 Fiat Abarth 750 Berlina. I've seen this car a couple of times, but every time I see it, it makes me smile because it is just quintessentially Italian. Rear-engined, rear drive, and the engine was propped up in like this from the factory because the 750cc engine in this couldn't fit because this was originally a 600cc car. Oh, I just want this thing so badly. I did not realize there are not one but 3 DeLoreans here. That is crazy. Here's a better shot of the interior for you guys, especially one with a 5-speed manual transmission. But golly Moses, this is so cool. And a nice shot of the legendary PRV 2.9 liter V6. If there's one thing that does make me sick, is seeing fake wood on cars. Oh, this is a real Woody right here. Look at this thing. We got another Packard here with real wood. 3-row seating. Look at that craftsmanship. Oh. That is incredible. Growing up in the late 1990s, I used to see these GMC Safaris absolutely everywhere, but I've never seen a Safari GT ever. Look at this interior. So 80s, so 90s. I feel like every time I would be driving one of these, I should be listening to the song by Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. 16,000 original miles. Oh, this thing is a time capsule for sure. If someone would ask me what is my ultimate road trip machine, it's got to be one of these. A 1984 Volkswagen Westfalia. Oh, love these with the pop-up rooftop. And it smells like a 1980s Volkswagen should. Got the cooker in there. Magnificent. Before we end this video here today, I would like to send a massive thank you to all the fathers who not only are no longer with us today, but also the fathers that fought for our great country by showing them this 1940s Willys Jeep. What year is this one? 42?
53.
53?
Yep.
Interesting.
That's one of the last ones.
But that is definitely not all, because we also have this stunning 1943 KDF Kubelwagen. This was the West German Army Jeep here, complete with a fuel cutoff switch. That brings back some memories. R for reserve, A for off or on, and Z for zoo, which means off. This thing is crazy cool. Well, I am now officially leaving the show, so I just want to say a massive thank you and a huge gratitude to all the classic car owners who showed up here today with their beautiful prime examples of American and international history. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. It will help me out a lot. Don't forget to subscribe for more content from McElroy's Motors today, and I'll see you guys in a future video. Take care. Now I'm back officially in the 21st century. Or am I?